YouTube? Welcome back to the Street Mechanic Podcast. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope y'all out there safe. And today, I have another video from a female who claims she tried to date outside of her type, and I guess it didn't work out the way she planned for it. So, with no more delays, let's just jump right into the vid.
So y'all, let me tell y'all about my last date, right? You try to date outside your type, because they say when you date outside your type, you found your husband. But that is not always the case. Let me get into it. So y'all know how Kendra G on Instagram has a live dating show that she does on her live on the weekends, right? And so she'll post up highlight videos on her Instagram. And usually she tags the person in the caption, but this time she didn't tag the guy in the caption. So he really seemed like a good catch, like a genuinely good guy. He was like 6'3", no kids, a lawyer, decent looking. Like, I'm like, okay. So I'm in the comments and I'm like, Kendra, why you didn't tag him? So a couple of days, he comments in the comment section and writes me and say it's me. And I like the comment, go to his page. Now, when I go to his page, y'all, when I went to his page, if he would have tried to talk to me straight from his page, I would have never responded at all. He's totally not my type. He looked better on their live because from his Instagram, would have never gave him the time of day, period. Like, at all. I liked some pictures on his page, but honestly, I didn't even like the pictures because none of his stuff on his page was pleasing to me. Like, none of it looked good. But, you know, and he gave, like, corny, lame. But, you know, I be giving him a chance now. You know what I'm saying? I be giving him a chance. Like, I'm trying to find a husband. But I realized I can do corny. I can't do lame. It's a difference. I can't do lame. I can do corny, but I can't do lame. But anyway. So, he set up a day. He DM'd me. We got small talk in the DMs. He scheduled a date. He sent me an Uber. We get to the date. Y'all. He was so boring. He was boring as hell. Literally, I would ask him questions and he would keep saying, I don't know. How you a grown ass man and don't know? Like, questions about yourself. Like, literally, he said, I don't know about over 6 times. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating. And sometimes I would not say anything just to see if he would talk and he wouldn't. It'll be dead awkward silence. Like, sir. What? So I'm confused. So I was like, this is what I get for trying to date outside of my norm. Like, he literally had no conversation. He was so boring. It was like pulling teeth. And then when I asked him like what type of women he date, he was like, oh, I usually date spontaneous women and fun women because they're usually fun because he boring, basically. And then I could tell he was annoyed, like when the night ended and I gave him a hug and he moved his arm and some of my makeup got on his shoulder. Girl, he was pissed.
So she went out on a limb to meet this guy who, when she saw his page, she knew was not her type. But she was going to give it a shot, give it a go and see what happens. Now, she must have had some sort of expectation after seeing him on the Kendra G show and wanted to find him. So when she finally got with him, now it's a different story. You know, the guy's not what she thought he was going to be. Whatever thought she had in her head, clearly crushed. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But, you know, maybe the guy saw you and lost interest. Now he was just like, all right, I'm stuck here. I really don't want to talk to her. I really want to bounce, and he didn't want to be rude about it. Maybe he's just that type of guy. Maybe he's not a fun guy. He needs someone to liven him up some. Who knows? But for sure, you took a chance. You took a L. Not a big deal. Move on, find somebody else. But you giving out chances like they charity cases. Like, I don't like that statement that came out of her mouth. But anyway, let's go check this next clip.
I'm literally shaking right now because I just had a man approach me in a parking lot and it went fine. And I'm going to tell you why it went fine and how to address it, because it was in a book I read and this is how you're supposed to address it, but it scared me. I'm literally shaking. So this guy, I am alone with my son, by myself, a woman, and a male approached me in a parking lot. He's, excuse me, miss, and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do. And before he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, "Do not approach me." And he like immediately started going in the other direction. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. I said, "Do not approach me. Do not approach me." And he, of course, like got like, "What the F?" Like he started cussing and yelling like, what's your problem? And I looked at him and he actually then crossed a couple cars down from my car. And he didn't come anywhere near me. He crossed a couple cars down from my car and was like, continuing to cuss and say, "What's your problem?" And I said, "You do not approach women in a parking lot." I just kept saying, "Do not approach me. You do not approach women in a parking lot," like yelling it. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot, ever. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with them. Don't be polite. They need to literally screw off. No male should be approaching you in a parking lot.
Okay, is it just me, or did she seem a little bit high strung? I mean, I know she was scared and all, but you're in a public parking lot. Dude was like 30 feet away. Said, "Excuse me, miss," and you just spazzed out. By your own accord, you made yourself sound a little bit off, because 30 feet away is not that close for him to be right behind you the way you make it sound. And maybe he saw something he liked and he wanted to talk to you. You know, he's a man. He wanted to catch you while you weren't around anybody else. You know, he got the courage up to talk to you. Maybe he just saw you at that time. Don't always assume that someone is trying to get you, but don't keep your guard down, but don't act crazy. And don't come on platforms telling people no man should approach you in a parking lot. That just sounds silly. You're going to approach the person where you see the person. You're going to do it respectfully, and you're going to walk up to them and you're going to talk to them. He did it from a distance so that he didn't scare you, and you're still panicked. So something to me is wrong with you more so than him. You're out in public. Yes, things happen in public, but the chances of him trying to do something to you at that time were probably small. Can happen, but I don't think from the way it sounded that that's what his intentions were. But in any case, you freak. Now you want to tell everybody no man should approach you in a parking lot. So where should he approach you at? And you getting this from a book? So you reading up on life from a book. Yeah, definitely something wrong here. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Once again, you know all the fun stuff. As you should. Comment, share, like, subscribe. And yes, I will be here weekly. And if you're here supporting me, I will be here supporting you. And until the next video, peace.